Yo, peace and blessings to everybody out there. This is Karev at Heritage Hip Hop. We with the family right now, the Mike Council. And I'm here. To my left is
DJ Kawon in the building, man. Back in the building.
and
And
then we
all the way
have
to his far left, I go by the name of Seat, representing the Hello Effect podcast. Welcome everybody to another Mic Council. Did y'all miss us? Hello?
y'all had to because everything else out now was corny. Ain't nobody really talking about nothing. You know what I'm saying? They're talking about the same stuff that we talked about last week.
2 weeks ago.
Two
Last
weeks
month.
ago. So we are ahead of the curve. So make sure you stay ahead of the curve with us by hitting the like, hit that bell to subscribe to Heritage Hip Hop, Kawon Media, which is the mixtape show, and also the Hello Effect podcast. And make sure you share this and join the comments because everybody in the comments has the opportunity to join the show. So make sure y'all are here and jump in the comments. Before we let y'all know all the fabulous things that's going on, gentlemen, how has y'all week been? How's everything been with y'all?
Oh man. Another week for us on the Chain Reaction promo PR run. So we got to talk about that album. Shout out to my brothers. Lindor, Travesty. We was on a really dope platform, Karev. I'm gonna connect you to. And shout out to DJ Queen B, man. She's really dope. It's called the Urban Influencer Call. It's like a weekly call where she brings on her panel of people who run podcasts, radio stations. There was a promoter in the building who was talking about some South by Southwest stuff. A little bit too late for this year, but definitely wanted to connect for next year because he has a stage out there and he has a connect with a local FM radio station. So we was doing that this week, man. Listening to the music, man, and getting ready for some future work too. So it's been a nice chill week on my end.
All right. Far as me, it's always busy, man. Like I'm heavy in this media thing, but also I still gotta, you know what I mean, do my job in a sense, and I mean to provide until that media thing turns to money. And also I'm a part of another production on Thursdays in New York called the Live Show. It's pretty much a live streaming show. Also, we put out episodes, and this month we celebrating women. You know what I mean? I actually had one of my team members, Priscilla, my photographer. She went on. She got interviewed about her photography business and things like that. And other than that, this editing. I got like I don't even want to say. I probably got at least 60 to 70 interviews or whatever. You know what I mean? That I'm working on, but I don't mind. You know what I mean? Because what I'm doing is building my inventory. You know what I mean? So that's pretty much it. What about you, Karev? How your week been?
Oh, stressful as hell, bro. The dopest part about my week is being alive and making sure my family good. But outside of that, when it came to the work life, Kyle Williams of Do It All University, Do It All's man, they came to my school and they did we bought a book for Do It All University, and we're just trying to set up Do It All to come to Councilman Dupre Kelly. Sorry, Do It All do. We would love to come to the school to read to the children, and the children actually we wanted him to be there. They had a dedication to him during the show.
Mm-hmm.
And the speech that they gave was, and a young man was dressed up as Do It All and said, I am for Black History. I'm Councilman Dupre Kelly, and he taught me to represent everywhere I go. So we want to take that spirit of hip hop to represent everywhere we go. We teach it to the children in my classroom, my school. We are one of them schools that are very proactive with giving our children, our people, Black, Hispanic, whatever, everyone. We want to give them pride in themselves and a positive self-image. So that was like one of the best things that happened this week. And I'm here. So
That's what's up.
Full circle, you know what I'm saying? So, ladies and gentlemen, on this show, our topics are Lil Yachty versus old school hip hop, the legacy of the Notorious B.I.G. and how we personally feel about him, money versus clout in the indie hip hop culture or hip hop culture period, and also we want to talk about women in the culture. Now, Seek gave a shout out to his camera person. What's her name again? I'm sorry.
My name Priscilla for Camden House.
I want to say to Miss Priscilla, I always put Miss because I want to be respectful. Thank you for your contribution to greatness, not only his podcast, but your life in general. And for all the ladies, please share this. Yo, all the ladies, we want y'all to come in because this is your show, because we're going to talk about the importance of women in the culture. But gentlemen, what would you like to talk about first? Let's start the Mic Council off.
let's do ladies first. Let's be appropriate and do ladies first.
You sure? Because that's a better way to close out the show. Since it's
Okay.
on.
All right. Then let's
Think you pick. He the conversation.
Yo, look. Lil Yachty. Like, we gotta discuss that. Get that out the way, man. Because we ain't gonna be talking about him all day. Let's get him out the way.
All right. Well, here's the background story, ladies and gentlemen. If y'all have not known, Lil Yachty was on the Cosmic Kev, I believe, podcast, or Bootleg Kev, whatever it was, and he said that people judge his culture or his era of the culture very unfairly, and said that they made bullshit music, and that people in the 90s made bullshit music. Then he referenced Rapper's Delight as bullshit, and I think he had a very unfair or uneducated look at what hip hop is to be calling it bullshit. I'll let my colleagues go first because I can't wait to talk about this.
I'm gonna go first. The thing with Lil Yachty, you know what I mean? I feel like sometimes, I don't even want to say this him, I don't want to single him out, but I feel like a lot of these younger artists, they don't have the knowledge or whatever. So when they get in these positions where they got to talk about these things, they be saying anything. But I do kind of agree with him to a certain extent. You know what I mean? Because it was like from different eras, it was like artists that was putting out bullshit. If we talking about lyrics, but we ain't talking about rappers alike. But me personally, I could name a few people that I felt like it could have been related to what he's talking about. Like, and y'all might not agree with me, like respectfully. Like, you know what I mean? But I'm talking about lyrics. Let's talk about one example. Craig Mack, Flavor in Your Ear. Them lyrics to me, them shits was trash. That's just me listening to him. Like, you know what I mean? I went back and listened to him. Like, he was saying anything, but it was a dope record. Like, you understand what I'm saying? That's my opinion. And another thing is too, I don't know how you might feel about this. Noriega, he ain't even all that nice. He got a pass. You know what I mean? To me, if I want to compare Noriega, I'll compare Noriega to like a Silk the Shocker, East Coast, like respectfully. You know what I mean? And there's a bunch of other people that I can't think of right now, but when it comes to like Lil Yachty speaking on that, he don't got no lyrics. You know what I mean? So he shouldn't even be talking. That's the wrong type of person to ask that type of question or put him in that position. I feel like you got to grab a person like maybe a Kendrick Lamar, you know what I mean? Maybe a Wale, you know what I mean? To ask those type of questions where it's like, who do y'all feel was, I don't even know if they'd probably say that shit, because a lot of people, they don't want to come out and like in the public and say it. They had these conversations behind closed doors and barbershop and stuff like that. But that's my point on your Lil Yachty. I'm gonna pass the ball to anybody else.
Little Boat, Lil Yachty. I mean, they set him up for that one because he's not a lyrical type of artist anyway, right? So for them to always ask somebody like that about lyrics and hip hop history, I don't expect much of them to, come correct when it comes to that type of stuff. But somebody of that generation, I think you would ask like JID. Is it JID? Who's in Cole's camp? Like, yep. So he's a lyrical type artist. So I think he would give a better answer to that type of question or whatever. But we did have trash too, man. Like I said, we had Snow. We had I agree with you on the Nori.
Thank you.
Nori was at the right place at the right time because Capone got locked up, and then he had a bunch of help come in to finish that CNN album, which catapulted to the solo album with Neptunes and all that stuff. So he was just at the right place at the right time when it came to that. But every generation of hip hop has had whack records and whack artists. So it just is what it is on that piece. And you know what I mean? And so like I said, I'm not gonna give much energy to this one based off of who made the comment. But if we talk about that generational whack rappers and stuff like that, I could definitely. I need to write this down and be prepared for that because I know I have a list of them if we bring this up again.
Nah, that's a fact. And to be honest with you, only when I talked about Flavor in Your Ear, because I heard it like a couple of weeks ago. You know what I mean? And that record was, I don't know what it did on the charts, but it did very well for him to be a household name at the end of the day. But to me,
but it was a remix. The remix just set it off. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
The remix set it
regular
off. It
version
wasn't the
was
original. Yeah.
yeah, the original ones was buns of the verses, the beat and all the production was, and the concept of it, and even the hook. But I'm talking about the verses to me was trash.
Mhm.
I ain't gonna RP to the dead. I ain't gonna kill him too much, but you know what I mean. I'm gonna
Yeah.
pass it over to Karev. Like,
Y'all killing me, yo.
So
All right.
Flav.
Yeah. Oh God. All right. Let me put it like this. Yes, there's garbage in every era, but the way he said it, he said he was doing his research. But
oh,
how do you research the '90s and quote the first rap song that hit the charts? Because DMX said the same thing. DMX said, "I'm lyrics. There's all about lyrics. What the fuck is a hibbit?" You know what I'm saying? He used to say that. So hip hop, hibbit to the hibbity hip hop, right? When it comes to garbage isn't only what you say, it's how you say it. If it hit, how it's
that's true.
presented. And rappers' delight came in an era where people were dancing in the club. It was about getting the party started. So that's an unfair comparison. Look, everybody, let me send this to him. Clip this up. Lil Yachty is ass. There is nothing about his catalog that's good. I don't like his hair. I don't like his voice. I don't like his album covers. I don't like nothing about Lil Yachty's style, because his style not for me. If you're not for me, it's fine. But when you start clickbaiting and putting the culture down to make yourself look good, that's why I draw the line. And when he said Biggie and Pac were overrated, that's what really made me critical of him. Then he did a song with J. Cole where J. Cole was the best part of the song, and Lil Yachty was just ass and there for nothing. He's like the ugly girl at the party that you don't talk to. It's from all the pretty girls.
Damn.
Attitude. He's
Damn.
Trash. You want another language?
Yeah.
Basura. Garbage.
Damn.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna keep it real with you. No, I'm gonna keep it real with you, because when we critical of our culture, it's not to put people down, but when you take it and you flip it to put people who are your progenitors down or the foundation down, you can kiss my ass, because I'm gonna keep it real with you. That's like the part of hip hop that I don't like. Because if y'all remember, this same attitude started from Young Money when we had Lil Wayne dissing Emmett Till, or we had Nicki Minaj in the Malcolm X picture and shit like that. And people take that for a joke, and that's something I don't rock with. So for me, it got real ugly for me when I heard this, because I'm like, this young man has the talent to get better, and I want to see him shine, because it's not a small thing when they use poverty against us, and he has the opportunity to do something positive for his family by making music. I wish him the best with that. But don't shit on people who came before you, because yes, there was garbage that came out before, but there were gatekeepers that let people like them not shine, and we had the top cream of the crop music that came out. If Lil Yachty came out in any other era, Lil Yachty would be the guy rapping buffing the floors at a damn Walmart. Matter of fact, I'll take it back in the day. He wouldn't be at Walmart. He'll be washing the floor at J.C. Penney's. You want to take it back? Let me tell you something, yo. This guy is he. If y'all remember GTA San Andreas, the guy that you had to steal the demo from the known rapper to make him famous, that's Lil Yachty.
Yeah.
Trash. Garbage. And for him to say something about the old school and other people being garbage, 90% of them garbage rappers from the old school are better than him.
That's
so
true.
Who are you really criticizing?
That's true.
I listen to Nori. You said Nori. I listen to Nori over Lil Yachty.
I mean, yeah, of course.
That Craig Matt over Lil Yachty. Wait. Let me land my plane, please. Listen, for all the people that he calls garbage, and he used top tier talent like the Sugar Hill Gang for its time, because they were the first on the charts. For him to call them trash, for him to call Pac and Biggie overrated, who's hot to him, and how does he measure himself to them? Because the way I look at you, Lil Yachty, whenever you play his music, I hit the receiver or the reliever and I flush. Fuck Lil Yachty's music. I'm good, yo.
Nah, let me ask you a question. Why we compare generations though? Like he wasn't in that time. He shouldn't be speaking. That's like the same thing with sports when they try to compare Michael Jordan and LeBron. Nah, he need to speak on people that's in his class. Like, you understand what I'm saying? It's nothing wrong. I don't understand how some of them artists be afraid to have rap battles. That's a part of the sport. Like, you understand what I'm saying? To sharpen your skill. Like, don't go on these other podcasts and speaking on OGs that paved the way for you. Like, you understand? And
Yeah.
I get your point, Karev. Like, them artists that you like, Nori, of course Nori ain't better than him. You know, that's a different generation. To me, I feel like Lil Yachty, he best at doing other things. Like, he had the podcast. I think he would have been good at that. And also writing for people. Like, you understand what I'm saying? Like, he might not write the best shit for him, but he probably could write something for somebody else. You know what I mean? And that's all I got to speak on that with him. I'm done with him. I ain't waste too much energy on him.
I think that type of energy is based off of, we just lost that handing down the mantle the proper way, right? At somewhere it got crossed up where people started saying, if you got more money than the previous person, then you're better than him. And it's not that, you know what I mean? So they substituted the love, the passion, and the experience for the money. And so now when these new cats come up and they get these stupid deals, they feel like they're better than the previous person. Because you've seen that with is it LaMelo? Was that it? Who's going with Cameron? He was beefing about, and he was basically saying just because he got that deal with Def Jam, you know what I'm saying, he's better. He's a better artist than Cam, you know what I mean, kind of thing. So,
I thought that was Jello.
One of them ball boys.
One of the balls, yeah.
So they just replaced the money with the experience and the catalog to make them feel like that they're better than previous generation, where they don't understand that these previous generations open up the door and the experience for you to walk through. You know what I mean? And we just don't have that. We don't have that handoff anymore like it used to be.
Fuck them, yo. No, I'm not even gonna be nice about it. No, fuck them. Because at the end of the day, it's not about us handing the generation down. It's people letting money control the culture. Bottom line. Because let me tell y'all something, yo. Let me be very honest. The reason why we got people criticizing the generations is because people want to be relevant and they clout chasing, which can go into our next subject. Because clout chasing has been destroying the game for years. Because you got people who start beef to sell albums. You got people to do outlandish shit to be talked about. And you've had an artist, I don't know if y'all knew this, but you had artists actually say, it's better if I die because then everybody would talk about me and buy my music than if I stayed alive and did nothing. So that clout chasing, that want to be the top of the conversation thing, that's what I think fueled him in saying this. What do y'all think about what I said? And how do y'all feel about the clout chasing and the money aspect of what's driving the culture, mainstream and indie for yourself?
I think these kids or people in general, I ain't gonna say kids because it's grown ass men that do it too. They just want the attention. They attention whores. That's all it is. It all boils down to them wanting to be attention whores on this thing. And they can care less about the art. They can care less about the daily grind of it. They just want the moment. You know what I mean? They want to be talked about. And Jim Jones did it. He started that Nas thing recently. And at the end of the day, he was like, yo, I just did it because I know that clicks equals this and this, that, and that. You know what I'm saying? So it wasn't really how he really felt. It was just like, let me say the wildest thing to get attention so people could talk about me for the next week or so. And then, when people call you on your BS, it's like, oh, well, I just did that for this, or I just did that for that. You know what I mean? So it's pointless. That's why a lot of the social media stuff, when people say wild stuff, I don't even tap into it or check into it because I already know off the rip what it's about. Who's selling an album, who dropping a clothing line, and who got a concert they're about to go out on, or who just about to start a podcast. You know what I mean? Because that's all it is now. They just want the clickbait to get to a certain point so they can get attention and draw to that. So it's like you said, man, nobody cares about any of it no more. It's just the clout. They just want the attention.
That's a fact. That's why me personally, I don't support a lot of like celebrities podcasts because at the end of the day, I feel like they're not really there trying to create something, a platform. You know what I mean? They just trying to, like you said, make money at the end of the day. And they want to sit around people they know. So a stranger want to ask some uncomfortable questions or some shit that we want to know. Like, and that's why they start a podcast. So at the end of the day, they don't really have to do interviews because y'all get to see me because I'm on this platform or whatever. And I feel like clout chasing is essentially the same thing as like bad publicity, good publicity is the same thing. So they probably like, I'm gonna say whatever because at the end of the day, like you said, I'm gonna get this clickbait. I'm gonna be on everybody blog site and stuff like that because the headline says this. Like you said, Kawon, once I see some shit like that, I don't look at it. I wait till either somebody talking about it, either us or somebody else that I know so I can understand it. And I'm like, nah, I'm happy I ain't look at that. But to me personally, we need to get back to supporting people that's for the culture, that's putting things back in the culture and not this taking. Those people, like you mentioned, like Jim Jones, all they've been doing is taking. Like, y'all got a platform. You're a music artist. Where the hell is the music at? I don't give a fuck about your personal life unless you're gonna talk about it on a record. And that's all I got to say about that clout chasing shit.
But the sad part is, I hate to put it this way, but it's the truth. If you clout chasing, you're trying to be the prettiest girl in the room. And as a man, that's pathetic. You want to be the prettiest girl, but you need the biggest breasts or something. You need somebody to always want to be in your face.
You want that BBL, right?
Yeah, that's corny, man. I don't understand these dudes, yo. Because I rock with Seek with what he said. The music should speak for itself. When you're a credible artist, you use your art. That's why I think Kendrick is so successful, that he knows how to put art out and then disappear and let the art speak for itself. That's why we still ask for a Nas album. Even though he's come out continuously, people still wait for it because Nas knows how to disappear and go into his next thing. We don't have to see Nas windmilling and breakdancing, or him talking bad about somebody or smacking somebody and then saying buy my album at the end. We don't need to clickbait.
Word.
Like, think about this, and I said this before. This is what makes the T.I. and 50 Cent thing feel so weird to me, is that T.I. is now saying this and putting the verses out. Verses is trash, by the way. But he's saying this when now he has an album coming out. And whether 50 wanted to do it or not, and it didn't like 50 ever talked about doing this with him, now they say, well, he's 50 said he do it. How did you hear 50 say it? Or you telling me what T.I. said? Then, because of the 50 Cent effect, what I call this the unit stimulus plan, now Domani and King is popping. And we talking about them. And the people who are getting the residual praise from this is Tiny, Yayo, and Murder. Game is now out doing interviews talking about it. I ain't seen anybody talk to Lloyd Banks about it. Maybe Buck's talking about it. I don't know. So that stimulus package is going somewhere. And with the new artist, it's as people talking about Leon Thomas, because he got the song with Power with 50. This is T.I. on the new Power. Make sure y'all pay us for that plug, by the way. All I'm saying is that the clout has confused the younger people on what hip hop is, because hip hop beef used to be something special. Like, yo, why are they talking about each other? Let me tune in. Now it's a new beef every week. You got J. Cole and Saha the Prince. And I ain't want to turn this into a beef thing, but that's a clout thing. Because clout means you the man. And to be the man, you got to beat somebody to be somebody. And then they throw the money involved. Like, no, you can make money by being the enemy to somebody else in the culture. Then y'all talk. It's ridiculous, yo. I think especially for the mainstream artists, they're setting a poor example for the up and coming people who consider themselves, because not all of them are, but they consider themselves to be hip hop. Look at how the clout is getting people killed when it comes to drill music, trap music. Look how the clout is getting people killed when it comes to gang related activity and wanting to be down. Look how the clout has led to. I forgot the artist's name, but the artist said, and he took this from Freddie Prinze Jr., who died in the 1970s. He said, if I make music and I die, people will remember me for my music and I'll live forever than if I live and nobody listens to me. Yo, that's insane. And that leads me to think, is this why people got pissed at Empire Records? Because Empire was signing people, all the most dangerous rappers, and then coming out with life insurance policies on them, so when they died, they was able to recoup all the money they put on them for their money back. Go ahead, bro. Go ahead.
Can I say something real quick before I lose my train of thought? At the end of the day, that's a stupid way to think. At the end of the day, because that don't necessarily mean people gonna listen to your shit. You know what I mean? Because everybody know, like, you get mad love. You know what I mean? Once you go for a little bit of time, then life goes on. Like, you know what I mean? Unless you was an incredible artist, like a legend, like DMX, his music gonna be listened to forever. Jay-Z forever. But we talking about these young, like King Vons and all these other crash outs, yo. You might have a few songs, but life gonna go on because it's gonna be a new generation of artists that gonna replace the same shit you doing, because that's what these new artists do. They do the same shit. Nobody want to be different. Everybody want to hop on a wave and bite off of this, and it be over.
For everyone that disappears, you'll have 3 or 4 more pop up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's a
And
fucked up
it's
way
kind
to
of
think.
happening here. It's kind of happening here locally. You know, we got Mo3 who died a few years ago, And I just read something, like you said, you forget about it. I just read something said that the courts gave his kids access to the rights to like his catalog, which is like 129 songs. And I was kind of like, oh, I forgot about that. You know what I'm saying? But that's now think about me forgetting about it now. Multiply that by 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 10 million. You know what I mean? And so it's like you may have access to this music, but what you gonna do with it? You know what I mean? So it's just like you said, bro. They think this cloud is gonna help them in the long run, and then like I said, they pass on, and then the streaming numbers pop up for about a week or two, and then everybody goes back to their regularly scheduled program. You know what I mean?
Unfortunately, for everybody out there that's trying to get into music, I'm gonna just tell y'all what I think. I think y'all are trying to climb a fireman's pole that's lubed with oil as you fall in the fire. It's a hard grip, and you're lucky to catch on if it's somebody to see you and to pull you off the pole and get you somewhere else. They bring you into safety.
It's
talk about it.
It's how can I say it without saying it? It's wild seeing people try to catch clout off of somebody else's name when they don't have a name, thinking that that's going to give them a name. You know what I mean? And it's crazy that they feel like that's the way you're going to get people to listen to your music. When these people that I know that are doing this, people come back to me and say, "Bro, that's a total turnoff." You know what I'm saying? Because it's not proving anything. You know what I mean? I'm like, exactly. So it's just wild that you try to get a name off somebody else's name to make a name for yourself in this time period when it never works out. It never works out. You end up having, like you said, an uphill battle for your career, and you're gonna wind up in a dead spot somewhere. You know, constantly trying to shove yourself out of quicksand.
I hate y'all. I'm sorry. I gotta be real. I hate y'all. Not my co-host. I'm talking about y'all out here who just do the same stuff. Because at the end of the day, yo, for us to survive anything, we have to be innovative, creative, and new, while celebrating those that came before us, honoring them, and moving forward with tributes of our talents that uphold our culture. And if you don't know what that means, go read a fucking book, man, and put your controllers down. I'm just telling y'all, yo. I mean, it's the truth. And clout, y'all, people got this from 50, and I don't blame 50 for it. But then the game took it to the next level. And then the G Unit era came with it. And then I don't blame them. It's marketing, but if you don't have the machine with you, you're doing this for nothing. And all y'all doing is continuing the bully coon trend of who's gonna be the top slave and honor his master at the table by sitting on the floor waiting for the crumbs from his table to reach the floor. We don't need to do this anymore. And clout and versus money, let me tell you something. You have to establish your goal. What is money to you, and what is the dream? Now, I want me and my co-host over there, I want them all to be billionaires. I don't look at it no type of way. That's the goal. Even if we're not billionaires, just to sit comfortably where we can take care of ourselves and our loved ones, and we don't have any worries. I don't have to be a billionaire. I could be a six-figure millionaire. I could be a thousandaire. As long as I'm happy and I'm able to take care of my responsibilities, I don't need so much that somebody else next to me does not have. That's why all rappers who talk about I got chains, I got beads and all this other stuff, all y'all that rap like that, y'all gonna get confronted one day because somebody gonna want to see it and they gonna want to hold some money that you say that you have. Me, I don't got it. Don't ask for nothing. All I got is lint and dreams. Don't ask me for nothing. But what I do have, I have the desire to be the best at what I do. And if you have that desire, don't resort to BS tactics to make something happen for yourself that's really not going to happen because you're doing it the wrong way. Honor yourself for your talent by living with your talent and promote your talent. And if you want to promote your talent, make sure your Cash App ready. You come to Heritage Hip Hop. We give you music media solutions, interview, clips, music reviews, etc., etc. Got your Cash App ready? Go to DJ Kawon. Not only can he give you beats, and maybe he could produce a mixtape for you and give you more of a run on your music, so people will come check the music that you have out and hear something refreshing that you want to put out. And also, you got your Cash App ready. Go to my man on the Hello Effect right there, my man C. Because not only will you get a quality interview, you get some more industry and knowledge about being an indie artist, getting your face out there, so people will see you, not just the folks that you're around. Hello.
Hello.
All
Feel
right,
me?
that's what I'm talking about.
Hold up. I don't got cash at that Zell me though.
Oh, well, yeah, use that him, but you give me this. In the words of the greatest TV show of all time for sketch comedy, Live in Color, no job, no problem. No credit, no problem. No money, problem. Because if you don't invest in yourself, you ain't gonna be nowhere but the hottest person at the bus stop catching the
That's a
bus,
fact.
waiting for
Word
your
up.
Uber. But your
The
boys think you hot
hottest,
though.
the hottest broke rapper in the world right now.
Hello. And you're not showing Price or Red, man, so cut it out. All right. So, gentlemen, how we doing tonight? How y'all think we doing? Drop a comment. Let us know how y'all feeling the show.
Let's
By
go on. Let's go on some of them comments. They've been commenting. Like I seen Drums Rugged.
well,
He said
Drums
hip
Rugged
hop.
said hip hop is so broad. Everything doesn't have to be about dope or complex lyrics. Some songs are meant to just to be fun, entertaining, and that's just what it is. It can't just be one thing. And I agree. What do y'all think?
Yeah. I mean, yeah. The biggest part about hip hop is
Yeah.
you have to show your diversity, right? Like for example, like you said, Redman is probably one of the most fun MCs in the game. He doesn't take himself too serious, and you can see it in his music. But he's serious with his music. You know what I mean? So everybody ain't got to be a killer on the block. Everybody ain't got to be Mobb Deep. Everybody ain't got to be, saying NWA. So yeah, it get simple. Sometimes simple is the best way to go. You don't have to be too complex with it.
Nah, and I like fun records. I like party records. I mean, shout out to Atlanta. What was my man that DJ Unk, like the 2-step records, you know what I mean? Things like that. I like them type of songs. You know what I mean? It don't gotta be Wu-Tang or you know what I mean, Nas type of thing. I need some party, I need some strip club records. I like versatility. Like you understand what I'm saying? So yeah, for sure.
Matter of fact, last night me and wifey was watching. We was flipping through the TV and they was playing Mike Will. Mike Will made it and it had Pharrell, Ray Shremmerd, and Big Sean. I was like, yo, this is a go. I like this joint. You know what I mean? So yeah, just have a good time and make. Yeah, it's nice.
Oh, that's what's up. Because I was trying to figure out what happened till Mike Will made it. Because at one point in time, that's all I heard. All the beats on the radio was by him, but then he just disappeared for a little bit. But that's good.
It's a nice little record. It's a nice little. It's a old because old school Atlanta club sound to it, and it's a nice little bop. You know what I mean? And I'm a big fan of Sway Lee anyway. I like his I like his craft. I like what he do with his craft.
Word.
So it's dope to see him ride on those beats. You know what I mean?
Word, that's a fact.
Yeah, shout out to Sway Lee and fuck Post Malone. So here we go. We're gonna go to Daddy Rich. Daddy Rich said, "Wow, fireman's pole oiled up. Good observation, Kawon. Clout is more than money to the younger generations. Look at how they throw it away and own nothing. What talent? Whack is whack, bro. For y'all who don't know, that's one of the godfathers of North hip hop. Day City, Florida's own. They call him Freaka. He is one of the ones that when you want to learn about hip hop for real, gentlemen, I urge y'all to put him on y'all show. That's one of the ones right there that you need to talk to.
Yeah, I'm very familiar. Peace to you, brother. Peace to you.
Yeah.
Who you talking about? Daddy Rich, baby?
Yes.
That's you talking about?
Yes.
Salute my brother.
He's one of the ones that was there from the days when North hip hop was infantile and he was the demand learning to being the voice of a generation and seeing people come from his talent tree. So shout out to Freaka, you know what I'm saying? He said he's enjoying the panel convo tonight because we are culturally driven with no skips, baby. This is the Mic Council where you get real conversation and not that bullshit fluff. Well, how can I sound good but also get something on the back end? But we don't take it like Diddy, you know. And there you go. So we're going to talk about our next topic. They laughing, having a good time. I hope y'all having a good time too, because I'm not funny. So let's say, what y'all want to talk about now? Y'all want to go into March 9th, which is tomorrow?
Yeah, let's do that. Let's pay tribute to the brother, the legend.
Well, I'll let you take it away. Go ahead.
March 9th, man. Tomorrow is the day. Well, what's today? This week, because I'm off on my dates because the time changed. Yeah. So Biggie passed away. You know what I'm saying? It's one of those, in hip hop history, it's one of those I remember where I was at type joint. You know what I mean? We was still reeling off of Pac passing away. You know what I mean? But the crazy thing was we was about to get life after death, like what? Maybe within the next 2 weeks of that date. So we knew the new album was coming. The streets was excited. Follow up from Ready to Die, and that's when we found out Big got shot out in LA. you know what I'm saying, and died. So, um, man, it's crazy, man, because our generations, we know the greatness of the Notorious, Christopher Wallace, and it's we're starting to get to that point now where, because you mentioned it earlier, where people are talking about Biggie and Pac was overrated, right? So that was going to be my devil's advocate question now. Like, we're getting to that point now where people not really understanding the pull and the gravity of what Biggie was, to where they're going to basically look at the numbers and say, well, he only put out 2 albums. Why was he so great, right? You know what I mean? So it's just this, I still think hip hop misses him. You know what I'm saying? Because just imagine what he could have did after this, because he had plans. He had plans to start his own label. He was the one who originally signed Cameron to his label.
That's a
But,
fact.
you know what I mean? We knew Junior Mafia was about to take off. We knew Lil Kim was probably going to have I think Lil Kim would have had a different path career-wise if Big was still around to kind of guide her. I feel like him and Pac would have worked it out. Well, Pac was dead at this point, but I feel like they was working it out on the backside, on the back end of that thing. I think that would have been different. Who knows? Who knows what the influence of Big would have been to hip hop if he still was around to, if not still write records, but been there to kind of bring in a new wave of artists, under his umbrella. So definitely, I still think he's missing. You can still hear his influence here, I think, in the culture today.
Nah, I do. First and foremost, I want to say rest in power, to B.I.G. He lost his life young. And to have that influence and you only had 2 albums, that says a whole bunch about you. So the people that say him and Tupac overrated don't understand the lyrics, don't understand the message. Like, you understand what I'm saying? You got to be one of those ones that could be sending a message that people could understand through your music and still make great music that people can enjoy. Like, you understand what I'm saying? Because Biggie, even though he talked about hustling and stuff like that, he was talking about life that people could relate to. Like, you understand what I'm saying? I feel like this new generation, y'all just want to rob people and shoot people. Like, you understand what I'm saying? That's what y'all lyrics is talking about. Y'all not talking about the reason why y'all had to do this shit. Y'all just like, when that shit come on, bow, 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 bow. Like, you understand what I'm saying? Like, when it comes to Biggie, I feel like if he was still alive, it wouldn't have been a lot of rappers. You know what I mean? Let me start off with one. Rick Ross. No disrespect to Rick Ross. Rick Ross, he's a great artist. Like, you know what I mean? But he got a lot of his cadence from Biggie. You know what I mean? And that's why I think him and Diddy connected so well. And they was trying to, at one point in time, it seems like they was trying to go down that path. You know what I mean? But it came to like a halt. I don't know why. If I had to guess, I could guess Rick Ross started falling down a little bit when he was beefing with 50, and also when he said put that Molly oil in her drink and she didn't know it. You know what I mean? So it's things like that. And I agree with you too, Kawon. Little Kim probably would have been a different path. She probably would have been a megastar. Like, you know what I mean? Megastar. And I don't think Nicki Minaj would have probably came out respectfully, because me personally, I still feel like Nicki Minaj like took her style, ran with it, and just didn't want to get her no credit or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
For Junior
Mm-hmm.
Mafia would have been taken off, but I don't really see them really doing more than 2 or 3 albums.
I think they would have shrunk a little bit. I think it would have been
Yeah,
more Lil C's and the ones that really got down. I think they would have been kind of one of those things. I think he put the crew on just to put the crew on to take care of him, but I think the music part would have been a little bit more defined if he was still around to kind of curate that a little bit more.
yep, and he definitely knew talent, because like you said, Cameron. I'm pretty sure Charlie Baltimore and a whole
Charlie
bunch of other
Baltimore.
people,
Mm-hmm.
a
Mm-hmm.
whole bunch of other people, whatever. Um, I'm gonna pass this to Karev. I've been running my mouth too much. I know you got
Nah,
something to
you can
say. This by
talk.
looking.
Yo, this is the greatest show on the internet. Talk, run your mouth.
Now I'm a little
Yo.
parched. I need some
Oh,
water.
okay.
All right. I mean, to think about life after death, because I know that life after death was bootleg heavy, so we really didn't get the real version of it. Like, it
Yeah.
was some joints that cut, but My man was rocking with Bone Thugs and Harmony, Too Short. You know what I'm saying? Jay-Z on that album. Um, man, I think that's probably one of the greatest album intros. That Life After Death intro. Um, My Downfall with DMC was dope. Niggas Bleed was dope. Like he has some joints on there, man. You know what I'm saying? You could just see his craft was just getting better and better. What he was doing, man. He was becoming a better storyteller throughout all of that. So it's just, I feel cheated, just like you feel cheated with Pac, and you feel cheated with a lot of the, Lost Boys. You feel cheated with those type of Big L, and it just sucks that that era of hip hop happened where it was that. That's where the beef was too real. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't just an industry thing; it was real life stuff, and it sucks because we as hip hop fans got cheated for a lot of great music and a lot of great moments that could have happened.
Let me say one thing for you, talk, Karev. Yo, on the future show, we need to talk about the hip hop police because that's something very important.
I agree. I agree. Um, I got a soft spot in my heart for Biggie. No Diddy. I mean that. Because Biggie represented a part of hip hop that looked and felt like me. So when I always talk about my favorite hip hop artists, I never put Biggie in my top 5 because Biggie for me was above hip hop. Like when I talk about Naughty by Nature, I don't talk about Naughty as hip hop. Naughty is above hip hop. They're like on another level. I don't just say they're just hip hop. You know what I'm saying? And yo, Biggie for me, when I looked at Biggie, I saw me when I saw Biggie. No, I'm not fat, black, ugly, or whatever. And I ain't had no coochie down to the socks. None of that. But you could tell how much he loved the culture by how he rapped in his singles. Come on, when you heard Juicy, tell me you ain't know the words, yo. I used to let my tape rock till my tape pop. Like, you know what I'm saying? I mean, like, March 9th was always hard for me because I remember waking up that Sunday morning and the radio was quiet and it was sad. And I heard Angie Martinez. I think it was Angie Martinez I heard. Or was it Lisa Evers? It was one of them. And they talked about Hot 97. Biggie got killed in Cali. And I remember I was walking as I was back in my parents' house. I was a young man then. I walked into the dining room, put the radio on. Then when I went to go get my breakfast, I stopped, went back in the chair, sat down, and just did this for hours. Because one of my favorite artists got taken. And the impact Biggie had on me personally was beyond wordplay. It was beyond structure. Cause that's easy, cause that's the hip hop part. If you look at Biggie, right? Biggie did not represent the clean cut, chiseled, sexy mantra that people put on television. Biggie was the everyday fat dude you saw outside that people made fun of, and he made it. So that was like a hope that, man, I mean, like, yo, for me, like it still hurt. And I didn't even know the man because the dream of making it has always been held back to a certain group of people because either they didn't look the part or people didn't feel you could be the part. Mm-hmm. And he defied both.
Word.
And that was like, that's the most amazing thing. But I want to ask y'all, we're going to flesh this out. It ain't going to be rest in peace, Biggie in here, Biggie
yeah, for sure.
Here. We're going to have some fun with this one. So ladies and gentlemen, vibe with us, all right? Before we go there, we're going to talk to Daddy Rich. He said, true that, it was all peace between the two, which is Biggie and Pac. It was the dawning of them both going independent. To have met, spoken, and performed on the same stage with both men was an honor. So there you go. Like I said, he won the one, Joe. You could talk to him. You know what I'm saying?
Nah. I felt that same way, though, about Tupac, how you felt about Biggie. Even though I'm from the East Coast, Tupac was that one for me. You know what I mean? I got more connected to him than I did to Biggie. You know what I mean? I can't really explain to you why, because I was young at that age, like in the 90s. You know what I mean? I was a kid. I was probably like 8 or 9 or something like that. You know what I mean? So I really don't. But I remember me hearing Tupac more and get connected, especially against like me. I think Me Against the World. That was he had Dear Mama on that, right? Yeah. So around that album, then All Eyes on Me, then he started making all them other projects, the double disc and all that. That was one of the first artists that had the double disc. But this about Biggie. I just wanted to say that though.
Yeah, I'm kind of like you. I was musically, I was more drawn to Pac, which is like you said, being the East Coast cat. But for me, my favorite Tupac album of all time is Strictly for My Niggas. You know what I'm saying? Just because he was militant on there, he had messages on there. He had the joint with Ice Cube and Ice T that was dope. And I Get Around was cool, but like I've always been an album cut kind of guy. So Strictly for My Niggas was my favorite Tupac. Still to this day is my favorite Tupac album, and Machiavelli's my favorite other favorite album. Big, I
Machiavelli
love
fire.
Big's. I love Big because Big to me, Big and Nas mirror me personality wise. I think, or I mirrored their personalities because they're older than me. Just because it felt like they was cool with everybody. You know what I'm saying? Like they wasn't there for the beef. They wasn't there for the drama. They was just there to kind of vibe with you. You know what I'm saying? If we connect like that, let's put some work in. Let's do that. And I felt like they was the type of dudes. Big was the type of dude that he can move in any room. You know what I'm saying? I think Jay-Z picked up a lot of Big's traits from him coming up. You know what I'm saying? Because you know, if you remember, people forget this, but it was Big and it was Jay coming up. And history, you know, they always say history is revisionist depending on who you talk to. So a lot of people don't realize that. But Big, I think Jay picked up a lot of Big's traits as far as how to move in the room and how to talk to people and all that. Even though he was coming up with Rockefeller and all that stuff.
And his lyrics.
And his lyrics. Yeah. So,
I'm not a writer, I'm a biter. You a biter.
Yeah. So I definitely think that Big as a person, for me, hip hop misses him because he was the type of dude where he wasn't an industry dude. He was just like a cool guy. He was like a legit Brooklyn dude. Like, yo, I'm just here spread love is the Brooklyn way, and that's for real. You felt that from him. So whenever I meet dudes who are from Brooklyn, you know, and they always show you that love, I'm like, yo, you got that Biggie gene. You know what I'm saying? Like they not here for the drama. They just here to just have a good time. So that's what I think we definitely miss about Big is that just his personality, man.
All right.
Or he was cool. He was cool. You could just tell, like, when the Locks and them talk about him, you know what I mean? This in the studio sessions, and I miss that old gritty hip hop, you know what I mean? That's why I'm gonna get back to. Hopefully I could get in the studio with some of these artists and get that behind the scene type of feel. I remember they was in the studio rolling dice, you know what I mean? And just doing their thing.
All right, so let's have some fun with this. All right. I got a couple questions. I'm gonna answer them last because I want y'all to get to Sean, and I'm gonna hear what y'all say. Greedy me. What's your favorite Biggie song?
My favorite Biggie song is Unbelievable.
Yo, I can't even pick a favorite song, like, because he got so many. I'm just being honest. He got so many great songs. You know what I mean? In the back of my head.
Easy answer. Gun to your head. Gun to your head, bro.
Gun on my head. I'm gonna have to say the Juicy or Big Papa, whatever, or fucking. It's too many, Joe. It's too many. I don't really have a favorite. I enjoy a lot of his songs, even though he wasn't here that long, and that says a lot. He has a lot of great music, man. That I ain't no drug dealer, but I could want to be one at the list, like a hustler. Biggie, you that hustler shit. I'm about to go outside and get it. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Biggie had Method Man on his album when Wu-Tang was in crew only. So that alone was a feat, you know what I'm saying? Because Wu-Tang didn't do stuff with anybody back in the day. So the fact he had Method as a feature on that album was crazy back then. Like, that was a big moment for hip-hop. Kicking the door, I see, man. Yeah.
Yeah. Him in the song with him and R. Kelly. That was another good song.
Yeah.
Which one?
Yeah.
You must then, you should be. Yeah, that one.
Shout out to Seek with the voices. I mean, singing. Special on the net. Got people singing on here.
Machine Gun Funk was dope. Man. He has some
Nasty Girl.
Yeah. Yeah.
You ain't like that song? That was one of those.
Nasty Girl's cool. My favorite Biggie song of all time is Unbelievable.
Unbelievable.
That's what's up. All right. Favorite big moment, or what in your life, according with dealing with Biggie, was one of your favorite moments that you could remember?
Oh. Watching them perform.
Let's see. Go first. Wait. Let's
Okay.
see.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Repeat the question. My bad, because I was thinking, trying to.
Your favorite moment, including Notorious B.I.G. in your life.
It was probably watching like him on BT, MTV, and stuff like that. Because for anybody that don't know me, I'm an artist by God-given talent. Like, you know what I mean? So this is see like a person that wasn't too far from where I lived at in New Jersey to be on MTV. I was like, that shit is possible because that shit is right there. So this seeing him when he was alive, this making and also when I seen him on the Martin show, also we made that appearance and shit like that as himself, that was very dope.
All right, Kawon, what's yours?
I got two. I got staying up late at night with my VHS tape recording the Source Awards, watching them perform on that, and New York Undercover, being a guest, like one of those musical guests on New York Undercover.
That's dope. Yo, I'm gonna tell you this story I tell every year. Shout out to one of my favorite and best peoples in the world, my man Jarnell Williams. His rap name back in the day was Simply Put. This is my guy, yo. I went to Immaculate Conception High School in Montclair, New Jersey. And the day Biggie's album came out, but matter of fact, the day before or 2 days before, me and him said, yo, they don't let us out for lunchtime. We gonna sneak out to school and get that Biggie album before it sell out. Right? Shout out to my man Phoenix Nebula in the building, right? Yo, I remember us taking orders. and we were standing by the door. People was like, y'all ready to go? Y'all ready to go? Word. We ran from our high school, from, I don't know the name of the street, Cottage Place, up around Valley, up to Bloomfield Avenue to Crazy Rhythms store, record store on Bloomfield Avenue in Montclair, New Jersey. And we bought double CDs and double tapes and brought them back to the school. And you would think we had cooked crack in our bags. We had the hottest fucking product in the building. Everybody's like, yo, what you got? What you got? What you got? And the damn gym teacher thought we had paraphernalia. The way it was people was bugging out in the school. And I remember we ran and put everything in our lockers and locked it up. And I remember the gym teacher walking around asking, do we have something and things like that. The simple fact that we did what we had to do to break the rules and have a piece of history lets you know that the impact Big had on us in 1997 was top tier moments. And to think that, yo, he didn't even get to tour this album. And look how much we still talk about it today. And look, yeah, Def may have made it big, but this album was so good, it was going to be one of the ones that took off and went somewhere.
Hell yeah.
There, yo. Man, that's why it's so dope.
Dead or alive.
Still buy physical media because you have those type of stories, right? Like similar to you, I did the same thing when Wu-Tang dropped their double album, Forever. Rest in peace, Pops. So he was taking his nap because he worked 2 jobs. So he was taking his nap in between both jobs, and I snatched up his car and rode out to Warehouse Music up the block, and I went to go buy that double album and had to get back just in time. And I got home just in time when he started waking up. And he's like, what you doing? Where you coming from? I was always out checking the mail, you know what I'm saying? Like that. But I had to go get that because back then you didn't know if CDs was going to sell out, right? You didn't know. Like you just
That's
thought,
a fact.
I got to get a copy of the CD. I got to copy the CD. So I remember those days of running to the store when they had the special midnight releases, and I spent the night over a friend's house, and we run up and take the train to the Tower Records or something, and we stand in line to get the music and all that stuff, man. Those are like the greatest memories of buying music because you create that experience. You know what I mean?
Nah, shout out to Target. I used to work at Target overnight in Hillside on Route 22. I remember Target was the only spot that was dropping on Tuesdays, like the new records and stuff like that. And I used to work overnight, so I used to get it right when they used to before everybody got it, before the store opened and stuff like that. And also, like you said, I remember when people could give me a CD as a Christmas gift, and I love it. But fast forward to 2026, give me that shit. Nah, you cheap because it ain't the same no more because it's streaming. But we need to get back to, like you said, giving somebody something physical. You know what I mean? Even sign that shit so I could, I mean, I could have that because it's gonna be worth something.
Facts indeed. Shout out to free Daddy Rich. He said his Biggie memory is seeing Pac bring him out on stage and introduce him to the industry in '93 at the New Music Seminar at the Muse in New York. History. That's history, y'all.
I remember saying my last history. Rugged, and I know Drums is in here. So we had a spot called Redbird Mall out here in Dallas area. It was like the Black Mall basically. And I was hanging with my partner Donald. Shout out to my man. He went to go get the UGK album. I forgot which one it was, but they so happened to be doing a PR run. So Pimp C was there, and they was closing down the thing. And so my homeboy was like, "Oh man, come on, man! I just can't get the CD. Let me get it real quick." And he didn't know Pimp C was in there. And all of a sudden, you hear Pimp C's voice like, "I'll let the little nigga in there so he can get his CD, man. He done drove all the way here and did it." Mad cool, dapped him up, signed a poster for him while he got the CD, then signed a receipt from my homeboy's mom and all that stuff. And that made me a fan of UGK after that. That's when I was like, yo, you know what I'm saying? This is dope. Like, you know, I heard their music before, but actually sitting there talking to Pimp C while they was like buying the CD and stuff like that. He was real cool, real humble, and was making fun of me because I was up north. You know, so what you down here, a Yankee and all that stuff. We started talking and everything. And it just, like you said, it's just those memories of meeting people who were down to earth and cool, man. That like you said, artists need to get back to. They need to get off the social media as much and just really get back to just dapping it up with the real fans, man.
Hell yeah. I want to say shout out to the Walkman era. Y'all got me thinking now, like, damn, I remember I had the Walkman, had the tape, and my shit the thing used to come out, and I had to get my shit back and try to, we got to get back to that. I mean, the Walkman area, I had, speaking of Nori, so we talking about early on, I had both his albums on tape or whatever. You know what I mean? I was always get like D Block, The Locks, Cameron, DMX, all them people right there. Even I had got the Cannabis, the second round knockout joint. You know what I mean? Shout out to he from Jersey, right? Shout out to, you know what I mean, can I bust?
Yeah, shout out to Cannabis. But I got a harder question for y'all to end out the Biggie segment. Top 3 what if Biggie moments that you would have wanted to see or you heard about and wish you saw. Kawon, I'll let you start. Top 3. Or do you want me to start?
Yeah, go ahead. You start.
Top 3 what if Biggie moments I would have loved to see. Number 1, the Commission. Because the Commission would have been Big, Jay, Charlie Baltimore, Lil C's. Everybody forget, and Diddy, of course. Whatever. But everybody forgets Tracy Lee. Tracy Lee was Biggie's artist that he was pushing, and then we would have seen
hands high.
And then we would have seen what their locks could have been even sooner with the Commission. Because the rumor was if Biggie did leave, he would have started his own label, which he already had, and people would have followed him there. So that's number 1, the Commission. Number 2, what if is what would Brooklyn hip hop would have been? Because Biggie's goal was to unite East Coast hip hop. Because the rumor was that song Victory was supposed to be on the Commission album. Diddy was not supposed to be on that song. It was supposed to be Biggie, Busta Rhymes, and Nas, the way the rumor went. This is all alleged. I don't know. I wasn't there. But what had New York hip hop would have been if Biggie was alive, and we would have saw the advent of what New York could have been? Because we could have seen Big and Jay eventually clash heads. We don't know. We would have probably seen Big and Prodigy clash heads because Prodigy called Biggie corny at one time. And that would have been interesting. So that would have been interesting. And then, you know, if he really was to unite, what would Biggie and Wu-Tang as a collective have been together? Would there have been a Big and Wu-Tang? Because Wu-Tang was cool with Pac, and Pac wanted Wu-Tang with him. Another what if would have been to go with that is with the South coming in, where Biggie had worked with Outkast and Goody Mob. I mean, now that they lying on his name, because Sleepy Brown saying he dissed Outkast, and we never heard that back then. I would love to know.
Cloud chasing. He cloud chasing.
Yeah, that's ass. Get out of here.
Yeah.
Trash. My last thing with the what if is what would Born Again had been? Because that was the last album in the trilogy of Ready to Die, Life After Death, Born Again. And Born Again was supposed to be a triple CD to get him off of Bad Boy. And he said in interviews, Born Again was going to be a triple CD that talked about his life since he's made it and why he's happy to be alive. So he was trying to find his way to keep it rugged, street, and everything, but show the good side of what he was going to become. And Sky's the Limit was the first song he did in that spirit. He said that in an interview. I don't remember if it was Vibe or The Source. Don't quote me on that, but I'll find it if you want me to. But what would Born Again had done as a triple CD, got him off his deal. I mean, not considering what we know about the industry happened, that probably would never have happened. But to see it happen and to see what Junior Mafia, Kim, Tracy Lee, Cam, Charlie Baltimore, Jay-Z, because remember, Jay-Z wanted to leave Dame Dash back then. He was going to retire. He changed his name to Iceberg Slim. So it was Frank White and Iceberg Slim, the commission. People forget that part. I would have loved to have seen what would have happened from that part. Because the Biggie and Pac thing, I'll let y'all handle it. Because when too many people put their hands in the pot, you go from stew to shit. And everything gets spoiled. And that's why this man got killed, because of public perception. And he was dissing him and he was dead and all that. I don't want to talk about that. But if he survived, those are some things, what if moments I would have loved to have seen. Gentlemen, y'all got it.
Let me just say one thing. I'm gonna let Kawon go first, but I just want to ask you a question. Was Born Again that the last album that they put together, added other people's verses on and made fake songs? Like,
yes, that's the one.
That was the one piece of
the first one that Diddy came out with. Because remember, Diddy still had to fulfill the contract. So Biggie had a 6-album deal. So you had the first one, the double C, the other one, right? Born Again came out, Biggie duets came out, and then he came out with the greatest of new Notorious B.I.G, and that fulfilled the monetary contributions or whatever. But yes, Born Again was supposed to be the last in the trilogy, and that was it for Biggie on Bad Boy.
Hold up. All right, I gotta ask another question. Why? How he had to fulfill a contract of a dead person? Shouldn't that contract be non-void, or he just wanted to make sure he got that money?
No, because just like we talk about with the other rappers dying and people taking out policies on them, Diddy said that, and this is in a Gene Deal interview, a Kirk Burroughs interview. He said Biggie's worth more to me dead than alive, because he started making more money with Biggie being dead. But he was going to maximize the Notorious B.I.G name by putting new stuff out more and more and more to the point where they destroy his legacy and put out Afrobeat songs with Biggie on it.
And that's what I was going at. I'm like, damn, that's kind of crazy. Like, that you still putting out made up shit and you is destroying his legacy, because I feel like, but some things he put out, I'm like, that don't even sound like Biggie. Well, that's forced. You know what I mean? But let's get back to.
But look, just to go off what you said, think about this. The Black Album concept was Biggie's album, because he said Jay-Z took it. Biggie, after Born Again, wanted to not have one. He's not on Bad Boy. He was going to drop an album with an all-black cover and said new B.I.G album, and that was part of his marketing off of Bad Boy, a fresh start. Yeah.
So he ain't a writer, he a biter. So y'all gonna get me mad tonight. But go ahead. Let's.
And that's like I said, I heard that from people that was.
That's crazy.
If anybody wants to say I'm wrong, I'm lying. Okay, allegedly.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
It mirrors the Tupac thing, because the Machiavelli album was supposed to be a double album, and that would have got him out of his deal, and he would have been done with Death Row. So that's why that Machiavelli thing probably happened the way it did, because now Suge owned all those records because he didn't fulfill the deal. And to add on to Karel's point, you had Bad Boy, but you still had whoever was above him. Like, Bad Boy is an imprint of a label. Bad Boy is not a label. Bad Boy is an imprint.
Clive Davis.
Yeah.
So
like Universal, he had the mother company. Yeah.
So he owes them these albums. You know what I'm saying? So they need these albums to be put out so he can fulfill his deal to them.
He's dead though. That's fucked up.
It don't matter.
What happened?
The parent label don't care about that. They want their money. So we gave you this money for these 6 albums, so you need to make it happen
So
somehow.
so
So,
Diddy should have gave it back. So it's Diddy fault, then, pretty much. All right.
but so my what if moments would have been definitely the commission. You got me on that one, Karev. I was gonna say that too. The commission album. Um, I was looking forward to life after death tour. You know what I'm saying? If we would have got that tour, um, I know that, like you said, that album would have took off crazy. Um, and I would say another what if, like, man, I think Karev kind of took on my answers. I wanted to see what Undia's records was going to be. With, like you said, with Cameron, Charlie Baltimore, Tracy Lee. Like, I think Big would have curated some really dope records, even if he wasn't directly rhyming on them. But I think he would have helped curate the next generation of some really, really dope MCs had that happen the way it's supposed to. Like Cameron, I think would have been that Confessions of Fire album would have been real dope. You know what I'm saying? That Tracy Lee, I can only imagine what a Tracy Lee album would have sounded like with Big kind of being a part of that too. Even though his album was dope, it was, that Many Faces is a dope album. Um, I would have loved to have seen. Yeah, I would love to see Biggie be independent of Bad Boy and get out of that shiny suit era. You know what I'm saying? I felt like that was cool, but I felt like that wasn't really him. I think that was him doing that to kind of get off of the label. And I think he was about to really show us who he really was, like the Locks. Similar to how the Locks was. Like they kind of was just doing it because they had to. But when they got off of Bad Boy, you really got to see them for what their talent was. And I think that would have been dope.
Nah, that's a fact. My what if was what would East Coast rap look like? You know what I mean? Would we embrace these other small categories of hip hop like drill music? You know what I mean? Was that getting allowed to come in? You know what I mean? Because Biggie had that shit. It was like this his. It wasn't no question who was the king of the shit. He ain't had to say that shit. He had to be thirst like these other rappers. I'm the king, king, king. He already knew because we crowned him as a culture as the king. Um, and what if he would have got off that Bad Boy deal? Would Bad Boy still be around? Like, you know what I mean? Would Diddy still would have been like, you understand what I'm saying? Because you got to think about it. If everybody that was in Bad Boy saying all these things that he done, imagine what Biggie saw. You know what I mean? You think he would have been ready to talk? You know what I mean? So, and another thing, what would Jay-Z be at? Would Jay-Z be this billionaire? Or Jay-Z would have vanished somewhere? You know what I mean? Because, like you said, he said he a writer, not a biter, but it sounds like he a biter because now that you say that thing about that Black album, that's weird to me. Like, you want to be that man. So if Biggie was alive, I want to see where Lil Kim career would have went. You know what I mean? Because I felt like she needed him, like, to be honest with you, because he wrote her first album, if I'm not mistaken. So I'm pretty sure he did more writing and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
And she probably went in a different lane. And also Little C's, I want to see what his career would have blossomed to. Well, he would have been a successful solo album. I mean solo artist, excuse me. If Biggie still was there. Because I know Biggie was probably helping write his shit too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And the rest of that shit, this East Coast in general, because this look about the people we said, Cameron, he his own little thing in the culture. Biggie was alive, like what would Cameron be? Would Cameron and Biggie be together? Like, I don't know, man.
Can you
That's
imagine
it.
like a prime for East Coast hip hop? A prime Nas, prime Biggie, prime like Mob, prime Wu Tang. Like, you know what I'm saying? It would have been all the boroughs would have had crazy
Crazy.
work.
Crazy.
You know?
Yo, imagine Biggie and Sean Price.
Damn.
Yeah.
How Biggie and Conway.
Yeah.
Oh, damn.
Biggie and 38 Special.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
And think about this, Legends Has It. Think about that, like what he had done that, because Biggie wanted to get out of music. Remember, he said he wanted music is everything, but it's not everything to him. So you have Brooklyn Mint that was gonna come out.
Brooklyn Man, yeah.
If y'all don't know, if y'all in Brooklyn, book a if it's still open, book a appointment. Go to the Biggie Museum. I had the pleasure to go to the Biggie Museum.
Oh, you went? That's the one with his
Yes.
daughter?
Yes. I would
Okay.
love to have her on the show and we talk to her. The Biggie Museum was amazing when you got to see the crown he wore, the throne. You got the Biggie sodas and all the marketing. You got to see how his room was set up. His Timbs, he had some big ass feet. I was a big dude, yo. His Timbs, you got to see how his closet was. Their actual radio that was in his room. They had a hologram which you could stand next to and take a picture of Big. I mean, it was dope, man. I mean, Phoenix Nebula said, who would you put him against in one of those battles? Nobody, because I think versus bad, but y'all can have it. Go ahead.
I'm not in that one. I don't know.
That's my opinion. Sorry. No disrespect to Timberland and Swizz. That's dope what y'all did for the culture during COVID, but
It got to be Big and Tupac. That's the only two people that could go against each other, in my opinion. Yo, Big and Tupac. You know what I mean? They was around the same era. They was best friends at one point in time, and they let the media put them against each other. What was happening pretty much continue to happen. Like, you know what I mean? That's the only people I could see, Big and Tupac, and it's like on some friendly joint catalog. You know what I mean? They got a whole bunch of great music, and I actually enjoy that. You said versus Ash, but if that was together, you enjoy that shit too. You'd be right there. You won't say it's Ash when it comes. You'd be right there with us.
Nope.
Yeah.
If it ain't COVID time, I wouldn't want to see it. I don't.
We
Man, I'm going to see
probably
Big
get us
and
like
Tupac.
we probably definitely get us like a a Nas and Big album or something like that, or something. You know?
Damn.
That would be dope. Look, we were supposed to get Machine Gun Funk remix, right?
Mm-hmm.
And look now, or Give Me the Loot remix, one of those two. And now look, the only song we got with Nas and Big together is I Really Want to Show You with Jodeci, which is on the Born Again album that Diddy fucked up.
Yeah.
Let me ask y'all something. If Biggie was alive, you think that Foxy and Kim beef would happen?
Yes.
Why?
Because
Foxy and
Biggie-
Jay-Z was cool, Biggie and Jay-Z was, so you don't think they would have?
No, because women, the woman thing is a little more volatile than the male thing. Now, being that they both from Brooklyn, definitely, because Kim would probably be beefing with Charlie Baltimore, and then Foxy would have been a remnant of it. Yeah.
Yeah. Unfortunately, the industry won't let you have multiples. They make it feel like it has to just be one. You can't have multiple dope female MCs. They always have to make it feel like it's only one room for one, which sucks. You know what I mean?
Now I like to see them do a versus. I mean, even though they had real beef, people went to jail and shit with it. I mean, they made the Young Jeezy and Gucci Man happen.
Yeah, and it's good to keep
and we celebrate women too. We celebrate women also, man. Like positivity. You know what I mean? I love to see them. And they're at a different age right now. They should be moved on already. You know what I mean? Let's get together. Since Nicki Minaj and Kim probably ain't gonna never see eye to eye. Get Kim and Foxy together. Do this verses. Let's enjoy some of their classics. And let's just move on as a culture. Why we still holding on beef? Why?
That's a good question. That's a good question. So since you brought it up, shout out to Daddy Rich. He said Biggie featuring Fred the Godson would have been major. And Phoenix Nebula said Biggie versus Pac and Nas, none of them. Although I'd rather hear him collab. You know what I'm saying? But since Seek brought it up, I'll let you introduce the last topic of Women's History Month and where we're going with it on the show.
All right, so I think we talk. We want to celebrate women for Women History Month. I just want to shout out me personally to my photographer, one of my good friends. You know what I mean? She go by the name Priscilla. We call her Priz. Cannon House Photography. You need any dope photos, any dope videos, editing, graphics, anything that's containing to media. She do it all. You know what I mean? Make sure you follow her, tap in on her, and celebrate women. You know what I mean? Because I feel like for the last couple of years, and this is my point of view, women been getting the bad end of the stick. Like, you know what I mean? We need them more than possible, you know what I mean? Because they create life. Without them, we wouldn't be here. So I know they got a month, but I think we should celebrate them more throughout the year. You know what I mean? Especially your mother, your grandmother. I know we all be busy and stuff like that, but we got to make time for the people that we care about and love. You know what I mean? Even if you got a baby moms, you know what I mean? You don't see the eye to eye. Still tapping with her, see how she doing because she gave your kids, you know what I mean, life and stuff like that. But much love to all the women out there.
Salute to the ladies. Salute to the, yeah, man. I try to make it a point on the music side to partner up with a lot of women in the industry if I can. Like MJ Savino, that's a sis. You know what I'm saying? One of the best publicists in the game right now. She's always my go-to on anything music related. I definitely always look for the non stripper style MCs. You know what I'm saying? Like when it comes to the music stuff. Matter of fact, go check out my man Luck just produced the album for a sister named Nejma Nefertiti. She just dropped the album called Method to My Madness. It's really dope. Um, High quality, high bars. You know what I'm saying? She puts life in her music. That's a dope one. And you know, man, you just don't want to be in a room full of dudes all the time. It's good to have some female energy around to kind of balance things out and make you see things different way. Because that's I grew up around women my whole life, so I always look to them for guidance on a lot of this stuff. You know what I mean? Just because it only makes sense. You can't always go by the opinions of just some dudes all the time. You got to have that balance in your life.
Now that's a fact.
Amen.
That's a fact because I feel like I work better with women. Like you understand what I'm saying? I feel like they understand it and they go that extra mile. You know what I mean? I feel like men sometimes I ain't doing that. Like who he think he is, my boss? No, I'm trying to work together and respectfully, it got to be a boss, no matter where you at. It got to be somebody that got to take. You know what I mean? It's levels to this, and everybody should be okay with falling in place and finding your spot. Like you understand what I'm saying? Shout out to the ladies once again.
I'm gonna switch this up, yo, because it's so easy to say the things that we said, but we the best show on the internet. Yo, y'all need to make sure y'all hit the like button, comment, share the video. Please don't have us have 12 people starting and we only got one like. Everybody hit the like button. We need the algorithm to pick up on this show. But for Women's History Month, I want to say I want to get a biggest shout out to a non-woman hip hop group that made a song dedicated to women that people don't talk about at all in hip hop history. And that's Public Enemy. Public Enemy has a song called Revolutionary Generation. And that song was dedicated to Black women. And it even was a speech at the end of the song where it said, Mary McLeod Bethune said the character of a race is defined by its woman. And that right there tells you about the importance of women, whether they're mothers, teachers, companions, friends, aunts, grandmas, mothers, or just regulators of attraction in our society. Women play a very important role in the foundation of the Godhead, which is life. And like I said, we've always been taught these lies that men and women are the opposite sex. Remember, to oppose means to fight. When you find a woman that you are complimentary with, that's when life starts. And we live in a world today where people use the internet that say men don't like women no more, or you got to be a Sigma beta man, or don't date single moms, or we got all this stuff going on, and we're not getting into the appreciation. So for today's show, to end our show off, we wanted to give it to the ladies primarily because hip hop and our culture is more than music. That's what Heritage Hip Hop stands for. I want to ask y'all a question. Who are some of the most impactful women in hip hop culture that don't make music but have impacted you?
Ooh,
You said that don't make music that impacted me.
Yes.
in hip hop culture.
I want to give a shout out to I think her name is Karen Civil. You know what I mean? I see her doing a lot of things for a lot of artists. Um, Even the artists that ain't really at that level. You know what I mean? She be like I remember seeing her when Fetty Wap was at his first start. You know what I mean? Before he got signed and stuff like that. She went back to Patterson. She filmed like the day-to-day life and stuff like that. So she always showing love. And I believe she's Haitian too. You know what I mean? So shout out to a color woman that's showing love and not gatekeeping to people in the industry that's just like her. So I want to shout out to her.
Hey, I got to go back to the OG herself, man. She helped me. MJ Savino, man. She was the first one when I decided to move my platform from just a mix show platform to start doing interviews. When I literally made that decision within the week, I got a weird random email from her asking me if I was interested in emailing some of her clients. And I don't know how she got my email because I didn't make it public at the time I was doing that. And one of the first people I got to interview was a Doodlebug from Diggable Planets. So I jumped in, at the top of the scale, in my opinion, you know what I'm saying? And ever since then, we built the relationship over the years to where I've had the pleasure and the blessings of interviewing like all her big name clients and her indie clients. And Karev is how I met her because Karev was one of the guests on my show and we started chopping it up. So MJ's opened up a lot of doors for me personally on my platform to where it is right now. And if it wasn't for her, I'd still just be doing mixtapes, you know what I'm saying, and mixtape shows and like any other DJ out there. And she helped open up the interview platform for me. So if it wasn't for MJ, I wouldn't be here. Me and Karev wouldn't have got tight. We wouldn't have had mixtape show pop-ups in New York. We would have talked to Billy Danz, Capadonna, Drez from Black Sheep, Doodlebug, you know what I'm saying? Just like, and that was just all off the love of what I was doing, and she saw what I was trying to do, and she helped build that. So she's definitely one of the women in the industry who deserves every accolade that she gets in the game.
Shout out to her. Shout out to her.
Word. I wanna. MJ. Salute to MJ. Salute to Coach K. Coach K helped me. Sometimes, my man. Shout out to my partner in life, my partner in crime, my dude. You know what I'm saying? BQ at Fatty's place. He said, everything looks different with a new set of eyes. And like Kawon said, you don't want to be in a room full of men. So one of the wisest things I thought of was having a woman help guide me through making heritage hip hop better. MJ Savino is one of them. I want to give a shout out to Miss K. She has the first Muslim woman to own a music label down there in Texas. Shout out to her. Shout out to Coach Kendaka, my coach. She's the one who helps put me with new ideas for heritage hip hop that I've been sharing with these gentlemen to make ourselves a media powerhouse. You know, shout out to Joe, a 6-man entertainment, putting Bad Seed in them on their game. You know, shout out to them ladies right there. I want to give a shout out to the women in the culture too, who have behind the scenes not had the microphone and stood on stage necessarily, that have pushed the culture forward, like April Walker, Walker Wear. We're talking fashion right there. I'm talking, damn, it's so many. I'm talking about like Miss Melody, D Barnes. That's media. Miss Melody is a rapper. Angie Martinez, Sister D Barnes, Big Les, who danced in the Living Single intro, who was the host of Rap City. Like, you got women on all the photographers, the media consultants. What's that?
That's a Rosie Perez, another dancer.
I love Rosie Perez. but yes, like the people who have put this culture on their back, who are unsung, who we always give it to the rapper and the singer, but what about those who take the pictures, who make sure people's wardrobes are correct? What about those people who are there? Like when we talk about rappers, we always talk about the people that's current, but what about MC Debbie D and Us Girls? That's Crush Groove right there. That's Wild Style, Beat Street. Like, come on, yo. Let's go all the way back to MC Sha Rock, Funky 4+1, and all of them. I mean, let's really be for real. Like, women have been a part of this culture and inspired this culture in so many ways. Like, if it's outside of hip hop,
Roxanne Shante, battle rapper. You know what I'm saying?
Talk about it. Let's talk about those women that really did a lot for this culture and not bog it down. Because, like I said, one of them, I told you, Revolutionary Generations, one of those songs dedicated to women in hip hop that we don't talk about enough. My man Chuck D said, America treated mama like dirt, shaped her, raped her, reshaped her, and it didn't make the paper. Like, women have been going through so much shit in this time that we don't even talk about their contributions. One of my favorite women in the civil rights era that people talk about is Fannie Lou Hamer. Mm-hmm. If it wasn't for her speech she gave that Lyndon Johnson tried to block with a press conference, people would never have known what people in the South went through as far as trying to get voters' rights. And she gave her life, and her body was mutilated by doctors in the South, and she was beaten unconscious, but she still walked to do the vote and have those and make that speech. Women are an integral part of what makes hip hop great. And it's an honor and a pleasure for the Mike Council to be culturally driven and no skips, and not to skip over the importance of the women who make hip hop great. So we salute all of y'all, 100%. Gentlemen, is there any female MCs or artists that you would like to shout out that you think the world needs to pay attention to?
This go on my page. I got a ton of different artists that's incredible. I don't want to mention too many names, and I ain't joking. I'm being serious. I interview a lot of great, dope talent from all over the world. So go tap in from R&B artists, reggae, rappers, whatever. Show love, support. I feel like we need new faces, man. It's good to support the legends, the greats, but for the ones that's out there, this lollygagging and gossiping, chatty patting, doing all that nonsense. F that. Let's bring some new faces that really want to give back to the culture and really got something to say. You know what I mean? And really passionate about their art. So that's what I gotta say.
I mentioned her earlier, Nejma Nefertiti's dope. I always been a fan of Sa Rock. She's one of my favorite MCs in the game. Rod Digger, always one of my top MCs in the game. Um, shoot, I had a list in my head, so I started opening my mouth. But Rhapsody is one of my other favorite MCs in the game. It's a lot out there, man. We definitely need to open our eyes and ears and definitely listen to these women out here doing their thing, whether it be the music behind the scenes, just those who take it serious. If they take it serious, I'm always interested in hearing their story. So shout out to the ladies out there. Shout out to Dr. Opal Lee too. You know what I'm saying? She's the godmother of Juneteenth. She every year she walks to bring awareness to. She was walking to bring awareness to Juneteenth being a holiday. And she got that put in a couple years ago. And she's from Dallas area too. And every year around Juneteenth time, she still does her walk, and she's almost like 100, if not at 100 years old now, still out there supporting to bring attention to that. So shout out to her.
I want to shout out a couple ladies though, if y'all don't mind. I want to shout out Lady London. We got to give a shout out to Lady London, who's making moves out there. You heard her name on Drink Champs, Big Daddy Kane.
Jersey, right? She from Jersey, right? From Newark, I think.
We're gonna keep it. We're gonna home team.
Shout out to Newark,
man. But shout out to Lady London. I want to give a shout out to Ty Phoenix, who I think is the best female in the game. Her and Rod Digger together would be amazing. I would love to hear it. Shout out to another lady out there who knows how to bar your ass down. Shout out to Honey De Niro, a 6-man entertainment. Honey De Niro is one of them ones. I love Honey De Niro. And Honey De Niro, I'm pulling for you. Salute. You know what it is. Also, I'd like to give a shout out to She Real. Like I said, She Real is one of the ones that works and doesn't shake her ass for talent, to show her talent. She had an album called I Don't Rap About My PUSS, and y'all know the rest. She Real is dope. You know what I'm saying? I want to give a shout out to Gail Campbell, Rock Boy Records. Shout out to Nisa F. Baby. You know what I mean? Shout out to Queen Nevaeh. There's so many young ladies out here that I've had the pleasure to meet who are doing incredible things, and the ones I haven't met yet. Like you had one of your platforms, I'm seeking Silver Rain. Silver Rain has a beautiful voice, yo. Y'all know JL the Boss? That's another one. There's so many, and if I haven't named your name and you mad, I don't care. But just know that you're on my mind, and I'm sorry that my mind is temporal and God is infinite, and I don't have the infinite, and we don't have infinite time to talk about all of y'all. I'm sorry, but I just want to say, like, it's a lot of y'all out there. Oh, Queen Nilam of the Nation of Islam. She's nice, yo. I would still want to interview her. She's amazing, and especially I want to give a shout out to the people out there who's not shaking their ass for cash and doing something for the community and really doing their best, because I'm tired of seeing women that look Down syndromic shaking their ass on the stage. Take 3 words and then that's it. I really want to hear what you have to offer, because y'all are the mothers of the next generation. And if your child look back at you and say, "Mommy, was you a hoe?" and you shaking on stage and you can't explain yourself, you're gonna look stupid. So, shout out and please, I pray everything's safe. It was a report that Rihanna's house got shot at 5 times. I hope that's just a rumor and not true. She has a baby, so All
She got,
mothers. I pray for all mothers to be safe and to be well.
yo, she gotta check her man, man. He still think he a thug in Harlem. He a billionaire. He gotta change his mindset, man. If that's true, hope it's not true. But
That's
it seems
crazy.
like
That's crazy.
ever since he won that case with supposedly shooting
Hmm.
at one of his boys, his childhood friends, he probably think he untouchable. That's all I'm saying. But
It's crazy.
All alleged. We don't know nothing because we wasn't there.
Allegedly.
All
Yeah.
alleged.
word,
But I
hopefully
pray,
it's not
Uh,
true.
yeah, I hope, especially with the Rihanna thing, I'll pray that's not true because it's flashing all over my phone, and I don't like to play those games. You know what I'm saying? So, with that being said, gentlemen, we have to end the show on a high note. What's in your rotation? Give me one that you want to put in for this week, and let's do one for a lady and one for a man. Let's go. Come on, let's go.
I gave mine's away. Nejma Nefertiti is new. She just dropped it. Um, what is that album called? It is called. I said it earlier. I forgot, so I'll come back to that. That's the female that you definitely need to check out. And I'm still gonna self promote. The Chain Reaction is out. Lindor, Travesty the Lazy MC, produced by myself. We just dropped a new video last week for Sid and Bill, and it's dope. Oh, Method to My Madness. That's the Nefertiti album. It's dope. Produced by my brother Luck of H&L Associates, and that's what I got in my rotation right now.
See?
I go check out this R&B artist. She's from Philly. You know what I mean? I just interviewed her. Her name Priscilla. She's on my latest post. Um, and for the men, I just recently interviewed an artist. He's originally from New York, but he stayed in the West Coast. His name Unlearn the World. He just recently dropped the project, so go check out his music, and also go tap in with him because he also teaches hip hop to schools, to the youth, and stuff like that. So, um, it's a great interview. Also, go check out um my page also for a bunch of different, like I said before, indie artists that's passionate, that's on that level, and you might be a new fan. You might need that in your life. You never know. This might be something that y'all looking for.
I ain't being nice. I'm just keeping mainstream. They can have all that. Cause y'all wanna salute the indie artist, go to his page. You are indie artist, I wanna have a dope interview.
Word.
How do you give a fuck? Check his page and check my page out. Check out Kawon page. Yo, we celebrate y'all. But in light of the death of the Notorious B.I.G, he funny, yo. In light of the death of Notorious B.I.G, I'm going with Life After Death this week. I want to listen to some Biggie this week because like I said, that's part of how it's one of them days, you know what I'm saying? For me, and as a woman that I listen to, one of my favorite albums outside of Dirty Harriet, because he said Rod Digger, and I agree. Shout out to Rod Digger and the Lyrics Matter organization that she has to teach hip hop to children. I listen to Ty Phoenix, and my favorite Ty Phoenix project is the Masters Program. She won the Heritage Hip Hop Project of the Year award for the Masters Program. Please check out Ty Phoenix because it's worth your while. And she has one of my favorite MCs who passed away on there. Rest in peace, Tame One of the Artifacts is on there. Listen. Ty Phoenix is one of them ones. And if you don't want to listen to Ty Phoenix, go check out Honey Dinero, part of Six Man. She got what's it, HHMM. HHXMM is her Murder Megs. Murder Megs is a female producer with some of the dopest beats. Shout out to Murder Megs. You know what I'm saying? I'm going there with it. You know what I'm saying? That's my picks. That's in my rotation for this week. Gentlemen, Seek, I want you to start, then Kwan, then me. Any last words you want to give to the people before we sign off?
Yeah, I just want to say, stay safe. You know what I mean? That's first and foremost. Stay prayed up. You know what I mean? No matter who your God is one God. Also, check on your people, man. Like, everybody ain't looking for something. You know what I mean? We all going through rough time, I mean, in this world, but a conversation could save a life. Like, you understand what I'm saying? Like, because mental health is at its all-time high. Like, you understand what I'm saying? So check on your folks, man. Like, tomorrow's not promised. And also I do want to say, For anybody that been here since we started doing this thing, we appreciate all y'all support. May you continue to support us. May you continue to share and get your people to support us. Make sure you follow us on all social media platforms. Subscribe to the channel because collectively we do different things, amazing things alone, but together, I mean, make this magic happen every Sunday for y'all. So thank you for the continued support. And yeah, man, be great at whatever. You know what I mean? Everybody got a talent. Utilize it, man. When it comes to YOLO, don't be YOLO because you at the club spending rent money on the bottles. Now be YOLO on something that you have that God-given talent in. Invest in yourself. You know what I mean? No matter what it is. You know what I mean? If you're a music artist, if you're a filmmaker, whatever it is, invest in yourself because ain't nobody gonna do it. And don't look for support for your family because they never do it. But much love and respect. That's all I gotta say.
Word up. Word. Yeah, man, to kind of piggyback on that too. I'm kind of there with that too. Yeah, just black out the noise, the outside noise. You know what I'm saying? Turn that into white noise. Focus on your goal. Invest in yourself. If you can't do it yourself, find somebody who can do it for you. But if you get to ask you to pay for it, pay for it. You know what I mean? You should always want to put out the best of whatever it is that you do. So just do that, man. Put out the best of whatever it is that you can do. And, just be happy with that. Don't look for no handouts. The world ain't built like that. So, just speaking from a place of just being a creative, man, you just kind of got to work on what works for you and just focus on your art, man. You know what I mean? That's all I can say about that.
And with that being said, the last word for me is we living in tough times right now. Countries going to war, prices of everything going up, and it's hard out here. Do the best to take care of your home, your sanity, your family first. F everything else if it's not important to you. Take care of your needs first. Then you take care of your wants. Because when you take care of your needs, you fortify yourself to be able to get what you want. So please, knock out the noise. We got our people fighting and dropping bombs on people and all that. And we Heritage Hip Hop, I pray I'm speaking for the Mixtape Show and the Hello Effect. We ain't with none of that shit. We are all about peace, love, unity, and having fun righteously and nothing else. And outside of that, also, we are having a promo. We want 5,000 subscribers on each page. Hello Effect Podcast, the Mixtape Show, and Heritage Hip Hop. So please, when we get to 5,000, what we're going to do is we want to get a circulation of everybody's emails, and we're going to send y'all all something very special from all of us. And no, it's not going to be a plaque or something. We're going to give y'all something that you can use, and that we feel that it would be dope. You know what I'm saying? Something for all of y'all because you're helping us grow. We want to grow with y'all. So this is the magic number. 5,000 subscribers. So if you were subscribed to my page and not those two gentlemen's pages or vice versa, you fucking up the algorithm. And we are the algorithm. Because remember, everybody that y'all watch, all these celebrities, they talking about the shit that we talked about 2 weeks ago. So we've been there and done that. Rock with us to get what the culture really is talking about and what the culture really is stand for. And with that being said, I'm Karev at Heritage Hip Hop with Kawon of the Mixtape Show with Seek, the Hello Effect Podcast.
Hello. What up?
And we out of here. May the Most High bless y'all. Peace.
Thank you and good night. We are Heritage Hip Hop. Real hip hop. Real hip hop. We here. Real hip hop. For real. Real hip hop.